I gotta ask the big question, what do you guys think? How do you guys feel about the decision that Levi made in this chapter of Attack on Titan? Do you think he made the right decision betting on Armin over Erwin? I mean, honestly, a lot of this chapter, it almost felt like the kiddies felt like they had power for a bit. Like, you know, the youngsters, Mikasa and Eren, they're like, yeah, we're doing this, we don't give a fuck. And then the adults came in and said, yo, what you doing, little motherfucker? And then forced the situation. Like, honestly, that's how I felt with this chapter of Attack on Titan for a good portion of it, when Hanji came and grabbed Mikasa and shit like that. And oh my gosh, it was so cool and it was so badass to see Mikasa actually there on some beast shit, like, oh Levi, you tied now, motherfucker, we got you now. Like, I love that bit. Honestly, I love it when Mikasa goes crazy over Eren and the decisions that, you know, he wants to make, and when people go against him and she's just like batshit crazy. But on top of that, there was also a bit of caring for Armin as well and wanting him to come back, so it wasn't just completely her yandere snapping crazy mode. It was more as well, you know, like, oh shit, you know, my friend, this is a chance for him to live on and keep going. So that was one of the things that I felt about this chapter, that it was really like good shit. Like, you know, even though the adults came in and fucking smacked him down to the ground in the end, ultimately it was cool to see Mikasa really like showcase yet again, Eren, you don't fuck with him when she's around. Now towards the end of the chapter, it did get a little bit weird. I think there could have been a couple different outcomes that would have made it a little bit more smooth, because when Levi pretty much had the damn syringe in Erwin's arm, it was like, yo, I'm putting the serum in, and then when he said whatever about like, hey teacher, do you know the answer and shit like that, and then when Levi started thinking back, it was kind of like, it felt a little tiny bit convenient to change Levi's answer. Ultimately, I think he made the right choice. I definitely think that it should have been Armin, because Erwin is just like, the man was pretty much a selfish piece of shit. He just didn't give a fuck. It was like me up until the very end, and he kind of had a little bit of a change of heart, but it was always me. It was him, you know, selfish. He wanted his goal and shit like that. Armin, a little bit more training and he can be just what Eren was, if not better, because Armin isn't a selfish piece of shit. He's younger, he's more vibrant, he doesn't have the, you know, hate in his heart that Erwin had and the selfishness. So I think Armin would be a great replacement for him. So I think that Armin is the future, and Levi definitely made the right choice. However, it just kind of felt a little bit like it's down to the wire, and then he was like, hey, you know, let this motherfucker die. He wanted to die anyway, so let him die. And I think that that was one of the core points of his decision. It was like, he looked at it as like, first of all, motherfucker been through hell. Motherfucker was like, you know, not that decent of a person either. And then on top of that, it's like, he just finally got to escape all this shit, and I'm gonna drag him back into it when he was like finally accepting of, yeah, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go out with my people. He finally made a decent choice in life, and a decent choice with all this when Levi told him, yo, just go to your grave with these motherfuckers, do it for the, you know, the remainder of mankind and shit like that. So I think that that's why Levi did it as well, to preserve like the one good deed that Erwin did. But then at the same time, it's also like, he's not that decent a person, who knows what he could do to humanity. So I think overall Levi took all that into account and was like, it's better if we just do it on the kid over there. But either way, it just felt like it was a little bit because it was just like, they were certain Erwin, you know, Hanji was like, yeah, everybody was like, yo, we're going for Erwin and shit like that, and then Levi at the last second was like, no, we'll do it for the burnt up kid over there. Which it was cool to see Armin's Titan transformation as well. He just looked like, like, I don't know, fucking Child's Play Chucky just blown the fuck up or some shit, eating the fuck out of him. And honestly, it was kind of, to a certain degree, and it shouldn't have been, but it was kind of funny to see Bertolt there. Guys, aren't you gonna help me? As Armin is fucking crunching down on his head. Like, I just imagine some happy music went as he's fucking crunching on him, and everybody's looking like, yeah, attaboy Armin. Like, Bertolt got a pretty fucking vicious and violent death, and that's exactly what he deserved. And I don't know, I felt maybe it could have been drummed up a little bit more, but either way, it was like, that is the violence that he deserves. And it's crazy because Bertolt dead, big death right there. And with all that being said, I know there's gonna be people that are gonna be upset regarding the return of Armin not dying. He's alive again, and he's a Titan now, so people are gonna say, oh, you brought him back, Deus Ex Machina, blah 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 blah. I think it was still better that it was him and not Erwin. I mean, Erwin, I think he served his purpose to the plot at this point. I think, you know, between the human versus human shit and learning everything in his character development, he reached his peak with finally coming to the realization he can't always be selfish. I think Erwin, he didn't need to come back. I think Armin did. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was really cool, and it was a very different look for a shonen manga in general, for one of the main characters, Armin, to die. But at the same time, he still had unfinished business, and it's kind of interesting to see. Now he'll probably hopefully get to see the ocean. I don't know if he'll see it with Eren and Mikasa, because with Isayama, you never know. He might kill off those two motherfuckers before they get to the ocean, but at the very least, Armin is going to be able to see the ocean, and who knows, maybe he'll be the only one to see the ocean. So I'd honestly argue an 8.5 to a 9 for this chapter. Again, it was a little bit convenient towards the end with the Levi decision and shit like that, but either way, it was really good shit. We got Bertolt's death, which is like, he got a violent one, although again, it was like they were kind of like, hey, as he's getting crunched the fuck down. And Armin's return with also giving them more firepower, because now he's a Titan shifter as well, which I hope he gets some decent training, because it looks like we're gonna have some downtime between now and the next bout with the, Gorilla Titan and shit like that. So hopefully he gets some good training in, so ultimately they can have more of a, fight the next time around, because they did lose a lot of soldiers and they lost Erwin, so Armin gotta make up for that big time. But let me know what you guys think though. Do you think that Levi made the right decision? Should he have let Erwin come back? Or what do you think about Armin's new Titan transformation? And how do you think things are gonna unfold from here? And how did you feel about Bertolt's stuff? Do you feel as though it was violent enough, or he deserved something worse? And I mean, one of the big negatives, I guess, for Bertolt going out, and the only negative really, is we're never gonna really see the Colossal Titan anymore. That kind of sucks. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.